Hey everybody, welcome to the Sith Dominion podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dana Martin, and with me as always is Debbie. Hi Debbie. Special guest tonight, Andrew. Hi Andrew.
Hey guys.
And Darth Zane hasn't been on in a while. How you doing, Darth Zane?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good too. I think, same matter can't occupy same space, so we can't have Zane and Darth Zane on at the same time. That's
Gotcha.
just the rule.
Going
It would
on.
cause a timeline
That's
issue.
right.
Well, it's go watch the movie Time Cop.
Time Cop. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I caught it.
Thank you. Man, what a terrible movie. No, I mean, like when I was a kid, it was fun. But even as a kid, I knew it wasn't that good of a movie. It was just a fun action movie.
All of Van Damme's movies are like that. They're all horrible, but they're all a lot of fun.
Dude, him jumping up on those counters doing the splits, amazing. And no why, like they wired whatever, but he actually did the splits. I was like, this is crazy.
He did that in all of his movies.
That's true.
He could do that. That one and what was the other one? It was
that was a good one.
No. What was the one? Was it Sudden Death? Sudden
Impact?
No, it was the one where he was at the hockey game. Where he was like the security guard at the hockey game, and these terrorists were trying to blow up the arena, and he had to stop them. He dressed up as the goalie at one point, and he ended up fighting one of the terrorists dressed as the goalie, and he kicked him in the face with a skate. It was hilarious.
Yep, you're right. Sudden
All right. I knew it was a hockey term, so yeah. Go watch that one. Again. Hey, you know what it's like? It's like his movies are like the Sharknado movies, and they're just really dumb, but they're fun to watch. So,
agreed. Sharknado. They're doing another one too. I saw that's like Frog. No, it's not Frog. I don't know what it is, but they have another one that they're doing that's Otternado. I don't know what it's called. Someone look it up. Where's my lore master?
We've got. Luke and I sat and watched one the other night called Trailer Park Shark.
Nice.
Oh yeah. It was about there was like a flood that happened, and the water levees broke, and it flooded this trailer park, and there was a shark in it swimming through all the trailers. Everybody was on the top of their trailers, but swimming through all of their trailers. No, what it was the guy was trying to. He wanted to buy the land. And they wouldn't sell to him, so a big storm, and he blew up the levee so that it would flood, and then when it would recede back, he could just buy the land for real cheap. And the only reason I remember it being like horrible and good, I mean, it had Tara Reid in it, which she's in all those crummy movies, but it also had Dennis Haskins was the bad guy, Mr. Belding.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, it's Mr. Belding, and he's a bad guy. All right.
Yeah. Sounds like my kind of movie.
No, it was horrible.
Do you even know who Mr. Belding is?
No, I do not.
Did not think so.
Never even heard of him till now.
Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. I got to get this scroller off. Zane's not even on the freaking show tonight. So nope, she's not on the show either tonight. Hold on.
Shameless plugs right now.
Yeah, there you go, Janae. Just plugged you. Janae. There's 5 times I've said your name. Don't Beetlejuice on me. Here we go. Let's do that one.
She just shows up at the
back. Yeah, she just pops in. Hey. No, it was really great having you on, Janae. We'll get you on. So you guys know, the next few weeks, we're going to be going over the original trilogy from a Sith perspective. Which the prequels has been really fun because we got to focus on the bits that we saw glimpses of, but we got to flesh out in other series, like when we talked about Dooku and we got more of Dooku we could bring in from Tales of the Jet or Tales of the Empire. Yeah. And yeah, I'm stoked for the next few weeks going through New Hope. We'll have I don't know who's on which of those. I have it on my calendar, but we've got guests over the next 3 weeks. Janae's coming back. Andrew's going to come back on a show. And Alex, who is, I don't know how to introduce him. So we'll bring him up later. But Alex is a Star Wars fan. He also was running an Overwatch league for a while, did some podcast stuff with that. So we'll be having him on. super fun. Zane knows him because
The
he
myth,
played
the
in the
legend.
league.
That's how you can introduce him there.
Alex,
You
the
got nothing to say about someone. You say the man,
legend.
the myth, the legend.
Is that what we do?
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there that can prove that this is actually working today?
It's
yes,
live.
I just shared a link.
Okay, good.
We are live.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Sometimes, like that first week, we didn't have Twitch. So, cool. So let's move on. News. So the new game dropped. Reviews have not been stellar. David, did you play this game yet? Outlaws?
I have not, and the only reason I haven't, and I haven't really looked into it, but the last time I went out and made a major purchase of a video game like this was when Battlefront came out, and I bought a PlayStation 4 just so I could play Battlefront, and because I had a 3, but it wasn't on 3; it was only on 4. So I bought a PlayStation 4, I bought Battlefront, and then found out that I could not play the game unless I had a PlayStation Plus account, which meant that not only do I have to buy the game, but I have to pay for the privilege of playing the game. And that really kind of disheartened me, especially since the first Battlefront, well, I say the first one, the newer first one,
yes,
was really, I mean, that's really all it was multiplayer. There wasn't really any kind of story or anything to it. It was just a multiplayer game. And so with this one, I looked at it, and I was actually at the mall on September the 1st, and I was like, oh, I should buy it while I'm here. And then I was like, it scares me because it's all open world and everything, and I know there's a story to it, but I'm afraid that if I buy it, I'm going to have to buy a PlayStation Plus subscription just to be able to play the game, and that bothers me. So I didn't. Back in college, a buddy of mine and I used to play. That was when Diablo came out, and you had BattleNet. You had the first Diablo was out. And you had BattleNet. You could play it. The BattleNet's still a thing, but you could play Diablo. Well, then him and I beta tested Ultima Online when it came out, and we loved it. It was great. This big open world concept, and they had guilds going on, and people were doing this and that, and it was really neat. And then they said, okay, well, the beta test is over, everything's good. You can buy the game for, I think it was $49.99 at the time, and then it's $10 a month to play.
Yeah,
and we were like, wait a minute, we're gonna buy the game, and then you're gonna charge us to play the game? We can play for free on BattleNet. What's with the double dipping of the charges? So I'm like, it bothers me.
No, I concur. And BattleNet, that's where we play Overwatch. And Steam, like any game, I can't buy it on console anymore. And I used to be only a console guy. And I guess over the years, just that buy this, and now you've got this DLC. It does it on PC too. But to your point, like I had to have Xbox Live in order to do whatever. Like, why can't I just play online with my friends? I have everything but your network. Okay, fine. And then you end up, another subscription, and then another DLC. And then before you know it, it's 1 year and you've spent $1,000 on just video game shit.
And
Debbie's like, this is why I don't play video games.
and it's like, and for me too, it's a lot like Luke, my son, plays Fortnite a lot. And for him, he'll go off and spend, I need 1,000 V-Bucks or whatever, and I'm like, all right, what do you get for that? Well, I get all these skins and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, but what do you get?
Skins.
Well, nothing. It's the DLC in the game, and I'm like, to me, that just seems like a waste of money because eventually you're not going to play that game anymore, and then what happens?
That's the whole
you spend a bunch of money on nothing.
You get a battle pass, so you buy the game, or like Overwatch, you didn't buy, like it's free, right? You just have to pay for the battle pass.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. So if you want to pay for that and get all the cool skins every season, you can do that. It doesn't change the gameplay. I think some stuff they say is a little different. Hitbox is a little different and stuff depending. But for the most part, all you're doing is buying cosmetics. And back in the day they were trying to do that with EA was doing the small multi-transaction things, and it was pay to win. That was the big difference. Now it's like, okay, well, you don't pay to win, you pay to look good. Well, you're not going to get my money for that. Totally, man. All right, so we'll get some more definitive information on that once we can get someone that has played this game, because man, I'm looking forward to getting some honest reviews. Yeah. So Labor Day was this week. How did you guys spend Labor Day? Working, not working? Not working.
Andrew
I wasn't working.
I was going to say
Right.
Andrew doesn't work anyway.
Andrew
so
doesn't work anyway.
I don't work anyway. Yeah.
Get a job.
No.
Cut your hair, you hippie.
Yeah, I did cut my hair. What are you talking about? I got to cut today.
So, what did you guys do? Anyone? I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, So Thursday, the Thursday before Labor Day was my birthday. Friday, oh yeah, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. But Friday, let's see. Friday, my son plays in the school band, so we went to Friday night football. We went to the football game, and then Saturday, I took the boys and we went to the mall. And I had birthday money, and I bought a bunch of Lego sets.
I was about to say, did you stop at the Lego store?
I did stop at
It may have happened.
Are we going to get some Lego build videos?
No. Actually, I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 Star Wars sets. I bought one that I'm not happy about at all, but I had to buy it because it's really dumb. It's 4 droids, so it's R2D2, it's R2KT, Chopper, and I forgot what the 4th one was, but it's all these little astromech droids, but each one of them comes, or they all come with, it's almost like a Mr. Potato Head. Like you got mustaches and glasses and hats and crap that you can put on them, and I mean, it's just, and you can interchange their parts. It's just really, really, really stupid, and I never in a million years would have bought it, but I had to buy it. Do you know why I had to buy it?
It was on sale.
No. In fact, it was a new set just released at the 1st of August. I had to buy it because this year happens to mark the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars.
Oh.
And so as a promotion, they have released a series of 6 25th anniversary minifigures. Okay, and they're all on little stands and everything, and they're really cool. And Lego said, "We know nobody's going to buy this set." Yeah, that's one of them. Lego said, "We know nobody's going to buy this set, so guess what? We're going to put one in this set."
What is it?
It's 10-year-old Princess Leia, the little baby Leia from the Obi-Wan series.
I'm glad I don't collect those because I would not. I cannot buy that.
Well,
You're a fan, are you?
I was looking at it, and every one of the figures that is in the 25th anniversary series this year is a figure that they've never done in Lego before. So you've got Darth Malgus there. One of them was oh gosh, what's his name from Rogue One?
K2.
Saw Gerrera.
Then you've got Baby Leia, Fives, the Clone Trooper Fives.
Dave will buy. He'll buy it. He buys everything.
Yeah.
Did you buy the Advent?
Not yet. Advent just came out like 3 days ago. So
I was gonna say I seen a TikTok where Costco has them.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually. And then Saw Gerrera. Nien Nunb was one. Oh, Kyle Kestis, the Jedi from Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
So he's one. So, and then I've got this one that I still haven't built yet, but it comes with the
Is it Sarlacc?
yes. Well, they had this is like the 5th or 6th iteration of that stupid skiff in Sarlacc, but they had to do it because later on this year they're releasing a what do they call it? A Ultimate Collector Series Jabba's sail barge, and usually these things are built like to the size to scale of the minifigures, so
Sure.
it's going to be huge. So this is we have to release this like when they released. You can't see it in my picture, but I've got the UCS AT-AT behind me, which is built to scale of the minifigures. Well, that same year they released a Hoth AT-ST as well as a Hoth Snowtroopers battle pack, so that they released a bunch of Hoth stuff. So
for all the Sith Dominion fans out there, go watch MCU Mondays and
Cantina
Happy Hour because you will get plenty of that kind of talk. Lego talk, Star Wars talk, MCU talk, Lego talk, more Lego talk. Just kidding. David, we love it. And the Advent thing. So when I last year tried to share as many of those as I could, but we'll be sharing those again this year as you release those. If you're going to do the Advent builds,
we're going to do
builds.
We will do the Advent builds. I've got a couple sitting on I've got the Ghost and the Phantom sitting in the docks. Yeah, that's about right. He won't wear them on Mondays, but he'll wear them on a Star Wars show.
That's just fantastic. The way the closet works. I'm sorry. I don't get a pick.
On that note, I mean, MCU Mondays, I feel like I'm a guest on my own show right now because, ladies and gentlemen, the cast of MCU Mondays, give it up! Yes, we have the whole cast on the show this evening. How's that been going? I haven't tuned into MCU. I've jumped on Cantina a couple times, but I haven't been on MCU. How's that been going? What have y'all been talking about?
We just finished Daredevil season 2. We took the day off yesterday because of the holiday. I've actually got an idea for the next show, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Nice.
But I need to run it by my co-hosts over here. So
yeah, feel free to use my show. No, I'm just kidding. Don't use my show.
I'm just kidding.
Danny, and I bought you a present and everything.
I know. I'm scared. He asked for my address earlier, and he said he bought me a present. I'm scared.
A present.
If it takes.
I asked him if it was Harrison Ford wrapped in a.
God.
Debbie, it's your harem. It's your harem on a blanket.
That would be fantastic.
No. No.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I want to talk real quick about something we discussed last week. So last week we were talking about, and this is for you guys too, the word Sith Lord, or the word Sith specifically, was never mentioned in the first 3 movies. And there's, back in the day, there was a little debate about that. And I pulled up last week by Andrew. He hates it when I talk about this. He dropped off in pre-show whenever I was talking about this. I was able last week to pull up the card, 1977 baseball card that says Dark Lord of the Sith, but there's no other mention of it ever. However, I have found a deleted scene I didn't know existed, and I need to make sure I give credit where credit is due, because Star Wars analyst on YouTube, I found this on his page, and he gives a great rundown. I'm not gonna show all his rundown. That's his material, but I'll show this. This is cool. But I have to share with you guys, and I don't know how to do that. Sweet. I gotta make sure it's turned up so you can hear it. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Oh, I can't push that. Play doesn't. Oh my God. I'm clicking play on the.
I tell you, he's gone too far. This Sith Lord sent by the Emperor will be our undoing. Until this battle station is fully operational.
And now we know the rest. Until this battle station is fully operational. We know that piece, but we did not get that first piece. And man, awesome.
You know what? That scene right there, I don't know why. You should have left him demoted.
I ruined your night.
You should have left him demoted.
How is Andrew above us seniors?
I know, right?
Well, I have to deal with that.
Andrew's in the
twice a week.
Andrew's in the Cam spot because Darth Zane is in the Zane spot.
You see, here's the thing. To be fair, I was the first to join.
What's up, Cam? Cam, Andrew's in your spot.
I will do it justice. No, I won't.
But
I'll probably be fired.
I was gonna say that scene is like, for some reason, and I don't know why, that whole scene is like one of my absolute favorite scenes in all of Star Wars. I mean, just all of it.
I almost got that haircut today, but I decided to decline.
I mean, hold on. If you're gonna sit in that seat, you need to make sure to slander.
The guy with the round head.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, that scene. I agree. I think that scene is huge because it aligns the pecking order, it aligns the mission, and it aligns what's coming. So many things are happening in that one tiny scene. I agree with you wholly. And then adding this to it. Oh my God. Did you know this was here? Anyone?
Yes.
I did not know that. Is that on one of my
it's
DVD Blu-ray videos?
It's probably on the Blu-rays, the first Blu-ray sets that hi Chewie. It's probably on the
where they had the major the real theatrical releases. It's like it's like Tatooine on the box. That 6 set.
Yeah. The first 6 movie set, and then also if you go on Disney Plus, it's probably, if you go on features of A New Hope, it's probably there.
Nice.
Actually, I could probably look that up real quick.
Heck yeah.
But
yes, Andor was so good. I had to sit. Yes. The whole thing was like that. Just this tension. What's up, Janae? We were talking about you earlier.
I was gonna say, wow. Speak of the devil, you said her name 3 times. You even said the Beetlejuice thing.
I did. I said, let's not Beetlejuice Janae. She showed up.
Somehow,
Sorry, guys.
Janae showed up.
Somehow, Janae
returned.
There you go. There you go, Cam. He just did one of your quotes. Somehow.
Cam's favorite quote, you know. He has it on a T-shirt.
So yeah, last week we were talking about this. Why is it important? Well, it's important from for many reasons, several of which we talk about on this show. To understand what's going to happen, you have to understand who you're dealing with. And if you just think he's this, dude that used to be a Jedi that's just, kind of a first lieutenant enforcer, there's more to the story. But yeah, I knew I had this, and I'll show it off. I actually have this card that I showed on the show last week, except for this one's mine. Actually had that.
Oh, you're not giving it to David for his birthday?
No, I am not. Yeah, and I'm not giving him this one either. This was my untouched 95 Emperor 1980 whatever
83.
Thank you. 1983. It's got his little staff in there, untouched by human hands. And you'll have to go to the TikTok replay to know that story. Anyways, there is no TikTok replay. Messing with you. So yeah, let's start kind of working our way into this. Because we're talking about Sith Lord, we're talking about Andor. Andor and Rogue One take place prior to A New Hope and take place after. But how many years after? Something like 20 years? No.
10
years.
So episode 3 was 19 years prior to A New Hope. So Rogue One was also, because Rogue One just fed right into Rogue One ended where A New Hope started.
Right.
Then, which was 19 years prior. But then Andor happened. The first season of Andor happened, like, I want to say it was 3 years prior to A New Hope. So 16.
I think it's 5.
I thought
yeah,
it was
because season 2, they're going to be every third episode. They're going to be skipping a couple years.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
or
it is
something like
5.
that.
So there'll only be this one more season, is what that.
Yeah, well,
makes
they've said from the start that it's only going to be 2 seasons. So.
Okay. So when we look at Andor, before we get into Rogue One, how do you feel the Sith influence? We know the Empire's doing the stuff and things, and you've got specifically Circus and Diego, what's his name? They're working on those pieces for the thing. I don't remember what the pieces were for. Turbo lasers.
They're for the Death Star.
But I think it was like Death Star turbo lasers or something weird like that. But so you've got slaves, prisoners working on this shit, right? You've got Tarkin in. You don't have him in Andor, do you? You only have him in Rogue One.
Yeah.
I should have watched the whole series of Andor again before this show.
Oh gosh.
I know, right? I would have.
I got the Blu-ray Steelbook from Walmart, but I don't have it.
That's a long one because I mean, you can sit down. You can sit down and watch the Mandalorian season in like an afternoon. Yeah, prisoners with jobs. We don't like the S word, but I mean, yeah.
Oh, us saying the S word is a little.
But the Andor, I mean, each one of those episodes is like an hour long, and there's 12 or 13 episodes.
There were 16 the first season.
So yeah,
really?
that's a day long
series.
That's a day long project watching Andor.
Yeah, season 2 will only have 12, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But so one of the at an hour each.
Mm-hmm.
We have the story build around the politic of it, right? We have Mothma, we've got Skarsgård and his, I can't remember that dude's character.
Luthen,
yeah.
Like that.
So there's a great monologue he does about sacrifice, and we're gonna have to Andrew, somebody cue that up.
Sir. All right,
I'd love to try to find that little monologue.
Call me Andy again, and I will leave the show.
You know what?
My mom.
There's
a
snake in my boot. No, just kidding. So there.
It's another Toy Story reference. I caught that one
too. Yeah, for whatever reason, my mom does not like that.
We're sorry. We're sorry, Andy's mom.
We're sorry, Andy's mom, for calling Andrew Andy.
Well, see, now I have an issue because my son's name is Andrew, so I tend to say Andy, or I try not to, but I do say Andy on a slip up every once in a while.
All right. I've got it pulled up here.
Wait, hold on. How long is this? I don't want to get flagged again. Okay,
minute 28.
Okay. But it's on YouTube. It's on the Star Wars YouTube, so it should not be a problem.
Okay. Star Wars YouTube, where we're giving credit, we may have to watch it out. Hit that hold on, stop. Hit that theater mode. It's the third one from the left.
All the way.
Third one from the left. On the right. Or go to the right.
Go to the right. It's the
one more. No, keep going to the right. Right. Left.
Oh
no, that's fine. It worked. Go.
What? I'm confused.
So you know what you just right there.
There we go. There we go. I see what you mean. Okay.
For Pete's sake.
You have a great giving me control.
Hey, I didn't name you Andy.
Mom's watching.
Oh,
Hi, Mrs. Andrews' mom.
Hello, Mrs. Andrews' mom. Right.
You want me to keep it muted?
You feel like the seagull from Nemo.
Mine.
Okay, creepiest piece of any cartoon I've ever seen in my life. Okay, let's watch Luthen here. He freaking rocks this scene. Anyway,
you want me to keep it muted or
no? Crank it up.
All right, here we go.
If they flag us, we'll just delete it. I don't care.
All right.
And what do you sacrifice?
Calm. Kindness, kinship. Love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago from which there's only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight, they set me on a path from which there's no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I look down, there was no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. Now, the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything!
Of course.
Mm.
Am I back? Yeah.
I just started it over to.
Oh, yeah. Kill it. I don't know how to. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
I stopped.
Do it. Stop it. Okay. Oh, we lost David.
I'm here.
Whoa, what just happened? Oh, yeah. It's because I was off.
Do you want me to stop sharing or?
No, yes. Well, you're not sharing anymore.
Right.
It's fine. Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Just who wrote that? Who wrote Andor?
Tony Gilroy.
That's what I thought. And this is why, one of the reasons, I believe, Cam, if you're watching, yes, I hear you when you do talk on the show. Tony Gilroy needs to be writing moving forward. Just sidebar before we get into this. Did that, compared to some other stuff you've been seeing, how Star Warsy does that feel compared to maybe the monologue of Kamir? Because Kamir's monologue was okay, but for me,
I don't even really remember what
exactly. But did you remember how powerful this one was?
Yes, Andor had 3 great monologues.
Oh,
in the entire series. Kino Loy, I think that was his name, and then Andor's mom at the end of the series.
Yeah,
that was a great one.
So, proof that Star Wars fans, and you can disagree, but Star Wars fans are willing to sit and listen to great writing and dialogue without all the saber fighting, without all the stuff, because that's what Andor was. It was, we're going to fill in the story. Wait, what?
A lot of people did not like Andor.
Really?
I know.
Because
it was a slow.
Crazy.
It was too slow. It was too boring. Not enough pew pew, and
it was like
too realistic.
I think it was like every third episode was a what we like to call a Michael Bay episode.
Heck yeah!
But it was every third episode, so really you were like, okay, 1, 2.
It was like the end of an arc. There were like 3 episode arcs.
Right.
Episode 1 starts Morlano 1, BBYS, or BBY 5.
BBY 5. So 5 years prior. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, by the way,
Oh, go ahead.
I went to the source material. My 1977 first edition hardcover Star Wars from the Adventures of Luke Skywalker.
Please tell me it says Sith Lord in there. Please.
Page 7, 2 meters tall, bipedal, flowing black dark robes trailing from the figure, and a face forever masked by a functional, if bizarre, black metal helmet screen. A dark Lord of the Sith was an awesome, threatening shape as it strode through the corridors of the rebel ship. So,
I love that it's written in such a way that you can imagine how cocky Anakin would be walking through as Darth Vader. Like, yeah.
So yes,
awesome.
Lord of the Sith mentioned A New Hope. There you go.
Only in the novelization.
Novelization, yeah.
Right. Not so. And that was a part of the story. I mean, Lucas wanted this in the what you call it of Will's.
Funny enough, do you know? Okay, so again,
what is it called?
The Journal of the Wills.
Journal of the Wills.
So
and then you end up in Rogue One with a version of what that might have been in a person, right?
The prologue.
Oh, look here. Okay, I love that you're the lore master with the name Zane in your name, because this is perfect. This is so perfect. So, thank you, Darth Zane.
First edition hardcover, the prologue, Another Galaxy, Another Time, starts off and it goes a page and a half, and then it ends with from the first saga, the Journal of the Wills. So
nice.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, because
I'm leaving my book close just in case we need to go refer back to that. So,
so let's talk about Luthen here for a second. I know we're more of a dark side kind of show, but what I want to focus on with this monologue is to understand the amount of dark side within Luthen that he knows. What just happened?
I don't know. What?
Oh, sorry. I got this big error message from EA offline. What? I don't care. Why is EA running? Oh, for Pete's sake.
You scared me there. I was like, I didn't
know.
see
I was
anything.
like, whoa.
I was like, well, it said you're offline. I'm like, what? Sorry. Okay. Let me go ahead and close out Steam too. Why are all these open? I don't know. Okay.
Close all 85 tabs.
We talk a lot about these Jedi like Mace that has to kind of walk that tightrope. In order for them to be so badass, they have to walk that tightrope of light side, dark side. So when I hear this from Luthen, I don't feel sorry for him. He's accepted his fate. He's accepted the fact that he has to fight as his enemies do. He's accepted the fact that he is probably condemned or damned. And he doesn't care. He knows he'll never see the sun. What does he say? The sunlight on the, the sunlight that he's fighting for, he'll never see. Like, that's huge. He knows he's never going to see it, but he's still going to do it. That is, I think, the equivalent of having to walk that fine line between what is acceptable and ethical in war, and F it, I'm just going to do what I have to do to survive. Saw Gerrera is a perfect example of just F it. We're going to do what we have to do. And that is, from my perspective, Dr. Dana Martin, this is 100% a Sith attribute. It is 100% the attribute of someone that knows what the goal is and knows that maybe the sacrifices that they're going to have to make is maybe going to lead them down a path that they may not be able to return, but that the goal is bigger than them. Would you agree or disagree to that statement that there is a definite similarity between Luthen and Saw and the way that they're fighting and the Sith? Does he have to dive into the dark side in order to do the things he does? Does that take away from who you are when you do that? And I say when, because there's not one of us that can sit here. Maybe Andrew, you're still a baby, you haven't lived life, but not one of us three that can say we've sacrificed our principles or we've sacrificed something for the greater of what we thought was ultimately the goal. And you compromise on who you are. And if you don't catch that compromise in time, It's too late. Why is Andrew in a dungeon?
It's the stone walls. We threw him in the basement.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it
I'm
plays.
in timeout.
He's not joking. No. His mom's watching. Don't do that.
Oh, that's right. I am perfectly fine.
Do
His
not
mom's
swat his
I'm
house. Do
fine.
not swat his house.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I mean,
perfectly fine.
we see that all the time in Star Wars, but I mean, even in our own lives, man. Like you have to sometimes make some compromises. He gave up on, I guess, coming back. We know that Luke turned, came back. We know that other people have turned, came back. Ben Solo, Cameron's favorite, turned, came back. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on that? I mean, is there a point where you can compromise yourself to where you're no longer yourself and you become something entirely different?
I
think it's a possibility depending on the situation.
I think it has to do with the character of the person as well. As far as, you as a person, is there enough good in you that you can compromise yourself, or you can compromise your beliefs and still come back from that? Versus, I mean, with him, it's almost like I've given up on myself. I've done the things that I need to do, and there's no turning back for me. I'm going to hell, and I'm going to take as many of you with me as I can,
so that the next generation doesn't have to.
Right.
And so for him, that vision is bigger than him and him alone. I love that he said his ego too. I mean, I say the Patriot, Mel Gibson. Yeah, that's a pretty good example too. I mean, yeah, we see it in a lot of storytelling where you lose who you are, and sometimes you get back, and sometimes you don't.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Well, yeah,
Wrath of Khan. I hate to bring
it's
Star Trek
perfect,
but
it's perfect.
It works.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
No,
Debbie,
you're making that face, and you've got that tone in your voice. If I could reach through the screen and smack you, I would.
Me? Sorry, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, catch this show without me every Thursday.
That's true. I always fear for my life. I need to cancel my flight to Indiana real quick. I booked it.
I think you're right, Debbie. I know her address now. I can say I've got people.
That's right.
He knows where I live now. So.
I gotta add a tracker to that package, David, so I know Debbie.
I'll throw an air tag in there for you.
Debbie, I think you're onto something there. Like, depending on that situation, you're gonna give or not give, right? Of yourself, and at what point? I mean, I don't want to get too personal on the show, but have you guys, if you want to share, great. If not, I will. But is there an instance where you feel like you compromised and maybe you shouldn't have with something in your principles? I know that with not this job I'm in, but a previous job, I did not. I felt like for the benefit of the company, we were being unethical. I tried to rationalize what we were doing. To sacrifice who I was, to continue doing the things that I felt were wrong, so that I could get a paycheck, like the sanitation dude on the Death Star that Luke kills. Just trying to make a living. And but I'm a part of this system that I feel like I've compromised who I am. And to the point that I'm not the same dude at home even anymore. And what do you do to that? You see, Anakin he's not the Jedi he should be. We've talked all this the last 3 weeks. He went through all of this, but he couldn't come back yet. But he couldn't come back. I believe, and this is the next discussion point. Where Luthen and Saw are is where Anakin is. The only difference between the two is what side they're on. Agree or disagree?
I'll buy that because I mean you can look at just bringing it into a world type perspective. I mean you can look at people who I was
Steve Palpatine, 1 second. Edmund Burke said the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for a good man to do nothing. Yes. Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Look him up in Germany.
I had just heard that in a movie, and I was trying, and I was thinking, and I was like, where did I mean, literally, I just heard it like this past weekend, and I was trying to think, and we were talking about Van Damme movies. That was in Street Fighter.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like,
Yeah. Dietrich Bonhoeffer in Germany was a pastor in Germany, and he was the silence is compliance. That's where that came from, was him saying, no, we should not be silent on this issue. And so, yeah, the only thing necessary for triumph of evil is good men do nothing. Absolutely. And to your point, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, but that was a great quote, and I loved it, and I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you said you'd buy into that, that having to sacrifice those two both of those groups.
Bringing it into yeah. Okay, so to sacrifice as far as for what you believe in and everything. I mean, you can look at it as far as you look at like Muslims today. Muslims, the vast majority of Muslims are a peaceful. We just want to live here. Now there is a extreme wing of that, and I mean this is for anybody too. I mean, really, you look at, even in Christianity, you look at those people that were what was it,
bombing abortion clinics or
the Westboro Baptists, that was so. I mean, really, you can look at that and say, okay, we as a normal people are going to look at that and say, you're just kind of a jerk, and I hate you, and you're evil, But I mean, really, they're just kind of doing what they think is right. They're
what their God or religion says,
right? Exactly.
Right to do, yeah.
So
in the name of Allah or something like that,
or the name of God, for that matter. I mean, it's just they're willing to sacrifice for what they think is the greater good. So
yeah. Anakin resorted to the fact that he was a lost soul. I think we can agree. He said, "You don't understand. I have to obey," etc., etc. Luthen, same thing. Just resorted to the fact that he is who is. Saw Gerrera's speech in Rogue One was like I loved it. The dude is amazing. Same thing though. He sacrificed what have I sacrificed? Everything. They all say that. I've sacrificed everything. Andor, Cassie says, you have just joined this rebellion. I've lived it like my whole life. Like, and I've alluded to that before. It's such a great moment in that connecting Andor to Rogue One. So let's move on a little bit to some more Rogue One. Director Krennic on the platform there with what's his name? The scientists. They're all on the platform, and he executes the scientists.
Galen.
Galen Erso.
Oh my goodness, Galen.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah. So let's think about Galen for a second and sacrifices and these sorts of things.
We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
And then so what? I mean, let's talk about him. He had to sacrifice himself. Sure, he built in a safeguard, but I mean, do you feel like he had a choice though?
Nope.
If he would have just said, "I'm not going to do it," and been killed, I mean, the Empire would have just found someone else, wouldn't they?
Mhm.
Or would they?
No,
Because maybe he wasn't the only. Maybe he was the only one that they knew of that had that skill set, knowledge, etc.
see, that's what I'm thinking, because here's the thing: if there was somebody else, they would have gone to somebody else. If there was somebody else when he left, they would have gone to, if there was somebody else when Krennic first came to him in the field and he's like, no, I don't want to go, and he would have killed, he just would have killed him right there, because it was like, okay, fine, we don't need you anyways. They wouldn't have hunted him down, for starters.
Yeah, because and I've thought about this real quick. Steve Palpatine, he did have a choice. His daughter was safe and his wife dead. They didn't have any leverage on him.
But they needed him. That was the thing. They needed him.
Yeah, and I think he was doing what he was doing, building that in. Like he knew what he was doing. I don't know how else to say that. He continued to work on the project because he knew he could develop. He was building in a way to destroy it.
Yeah.
However, is he not still somewhat responsible for Alderaan? Is he not somewhat responsible for all of those ships being blown up in Return of the Jedi with the Death Star 2? Is he not responsible? Or, that's where I have an issue, right? I like this. So he built in the flaw for sure without knowing the flaw would ever be exposed. Enable destruction of the whole planet. Yeah. So that's where I don't know that
he's as good as he's made out to be.
Yeah. And because,
or as innocent.
Maybe I'd feel a little different if he built in, like, as soon as they fire up the laser, it blows up.
It blows,
you know, something like that. Now I know
maybe he couldn't. Maybe they had people that did like clearance on the laser, and he couldn't. Like they knew enough that they would be able to when they did testing or something.
Oh, they tested on Jeddah.
But if it blows up once with the testing, it blows up, then it doesn't matter if they know there's a flaw or not.
Yeah. No, how do you live with that? I don't know. Luke didn't have a problem living with killing so many people, apparently. That bothers me, quite frankly. I know that, Cam, that's your favorite boy there, but when you look at kill counts, and I know we've seen the videos, and it's funny, he blows up the Death Star and it goes to 300,000 or something, whatever.
Steve Palpatine's not wrong, I guess.
Dude, what? All those lies. What did he say here? Oh, the flaw for sure, but without knowing he would ever. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he said he didn't have to live with it.
Oh, he didn't have to live with it.
Nice.
That's true. That's true. That's true. He didn't have to live with it.
He lived with it for a short time. During, Oh, well, no, he's dead before that. So, yeah, I guess he didn't.
I got Debbie. You've just been too quiet. These guys are just running all over.
We're taking over.
I'm asking you a direct question now.
No.
Okay, you ready?
We need a 5-minute answer.
Don't go over my head,
at least
okay?
5
No, I
minutes
won't.
of an
I won't.
answer.
I really hate one scene in Rogue One. One specific scene. I can't stand it. It makes me want to puke every time I watch it, to the point that I just either mute it or fast forward.
Whoa.
Yeah. Be sure not to choke on your aspirations. Shut up. You are kidding me. He never would say that. Where one time that he was... he's like, Dana. No, I never show me one time until I see Clone Wars or any of that. Even though, like somebody show me where he was punny like that.
Yeah.
Come on, he wasn't.
In the book, Revenge of the Sith, yes, he is, and it's great.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I had no idea. I haven't. I don't read.
Yeah, there's
Reading's for nerds.
It's when he's on Mustafar to unalive all the separatists or something like that.
Unalive.
Well, you don't want to get flagged for certain words on here. But yeah, one of the separatists, it might have been one of the Neomodians, like Viceroy, what's his face?
Viceroy Newt Gunray.
Yeah.
The Senate is not open to negotiation.
He says something, and Vader says something like, help me out, David.
You want to go get my book?
Something like, what, you don't like my presence or something like that. Anyway, it was hilarious. Because I listened to that on audio when I was working at a factory, and I had gotten the audio for free somehow. I don't remember, but I was listening to it on my iPod, and yeah, when that line came up, I laughed so hard because I thought it was hilarious and I thought it was great. I thought the line that he gives to Krennic is great. Don't choke on your aspirations while I'm sitting here. Yeah, it's great.
I think
you're just
sense.
Weird.
Yeah. Go watch Star Trek if you're going to complain.
Oh my goodness. The line must be drawn.
I watched Rogue One last night, and as soon as that scene was coming up, I was ready for it. I was like, get it, do it.
Now Debbie's going to start telling Dana to not choke on his aspirations.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, and she'll be like,
I don't know what it was. When I saw that, it just pissed me off, man. I was like, what have you done to my freaking hero? Yes, I know, Vader. He's my hero, but think about it. He's I
don't know. I think Vader throughout has some. They may not be as punny, campy, however you want to describe
is it worse
that.
Than, no.
Oh, stop.
People blame Hayden for that, and it wasn't even Hayden. It was James Earl Jones.
Yeah, it was.
But no.
Why are you mad at Hayden? He was just in the suit.
Uh-oh. David looks like he's close.
I'm almost there. Give me a minute.
All right, keep burning time.
I hope I'm remembering right.
Vader is sort of a bit of a synonym for father. Yeah, father. Dad is dad joke. Ugh.
Yeah, dad jokes.
True. The worst scene of Rogue One is when the U-Wing jumps out of Jeddah at Atmo, breaks the universe like the hyperspace. Yeah. That was kind of weird. U-Wing at Atmo. I got to check that out. I don't remember that. It's kind of weird. I don't remember that piece. I did not refresh Rogue One or Andor before the show. I'm terrible.
I think I found it, Debbie.
Okay, rock and roll.
So, so this is right after he comes in. Sandhill recoiled, his hands flapping like panicked birds sewn to his wrists. He had time to gasp. You're Anakin Skywalker, before a fountain of blue-white plasma burned into his chest, curving through a looped chart of all three of his hearts. The Separatist leadership watched in frozen horror as the corpse of the head of the intergalactic banking clan collapsed like a dismembered protocol droid. The resemblance, Darth Vader said, is deceptive. So he calls him Anakin. He says, "Oh, you're Anakin." He goes, "No." Basically, he says, "No, I just look like him. I get that all the time."
That's fantastic.
No, that wasn't it.
That wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
David spent all that time
it's
searching
something
up
about
to find
his
the right
presence.
line. Are you kidding me?
Like, you don't like my presence?
Like presents like TS or presents like CES?
TS. Like Christmas presents.
I can't stand the line for the Jedi. Yeah, I agree. Ugh, that was kind of campy and nasty.
You guys are so weird.
My favorite line in all of Star Wars. What are you talking about?
I don't know that far.
I'm about to get kicked off on her. I'm starting to.
All right, Andrew's in the penalty box because that was absolutely terrible. Just kidding, Andrew.
So I probably won't be welcome back on the shows. One and done for me.
No. One of the pieces of Rogue One, for me is that where you get the Tarkin influence of, let's just do a demonstration. It'll work. I'm totally taking credit for everything you've done, and when it works, people will be frightened. Obviously he goes and makes a bigger. Well, he kills 2 planets, or no, they never went to Dathomir, did they? Not Dathomir. Where did Leia say the initial peace out? Steve,
Dantooine.
you were trolling Andrew. You did. That was great. Later, Steve. What was that? Sorry, Deb. I missed what you just said.
Dantooine.
Dantooine. Yeah.
Dantooine, that's right.
Do you even watch? I know, right? Right?
Oh,
Dantooine.
I think I just found it. Shumai, president and CEO of the Commerce Guild, looked up from her knees, her hands clasped before her, tears streaming down her shriveled cheeks. "We were promised a reward," she gasped. "A handsome reward." "I am your reward," the Sith Lord said. "You don't find me handsome?"
I'm
So
trying
I don't
not
know.
to
I
blow
thought
up.
he said something about you. You don't like my presence or something.
So
I
You
don't
think
know.
I'm handsome?
You don't find me handsome? I'm a handsome reward.
That's ridiculous. Come on.
That's
Who wrote that? Who wrote that
Matthew
novelization?
Stover. Matthew Stover. Uh-huh.
It's just his Anakin coming out. I mean, Anakin was punny at times.
Yeah. Why can't they have well, it didn't exist at the time, but if only they were able, if the Clone Wars existed and you took Anakin's flirting lines in there as pickup lines and put that in the book, his flirting in the Clone Wars is way better than anything in the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
He has like
You're starting-
paragraphs of like pickup lines that he says, all detailed and everything. It's like, oh.
Here's another one. This
Uh-oh.
one's Newt Gunray. "The war," he whimpered. "The war is over. Lord Sidious promised. He promised us we would be left in peace." The transmission was garbled as the blade caught up. "He promised you would be left in pieces."
Oh.
I'm sorry. The hits just keep coming.
It's great stuff.
Stop.
Come
And
on.
something tells me you're only flipping like a page and finding another one of these. I can't. Steve Palpatine's killing me with that. Like, I see that, and that's the last comment. Someone else needs to comment there, because I was like, oh, that was a good one, because yeah, I should have remembered Dantooine. Someone else comment.
I did. I
Hold on,
remembered.
I'm on it.
No,
I'm on
not
it.
you, Andrew.
Oh, not me? Oh. You just wait there, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
Um,
Yeah, you got to read this because there's like tons of them. The whole scene.
It's a
good.
great book.
I'll
He says
trust you.
he it's like he's got a one-liner for every one of the
Separatists.
separatist leadership. So
See, I don't know. Oh my God, Andrew! Of all things, that's what you're gonna.
You did Cam justice.
We are not. We are not. I am not putting that up there. I lost my train of thought.
Hashtag take off the shirt.
Oh, what was it I was saying? Goodness gracious. Whatever. Thanks, Andrew. Just derailed me.
puns.
Puns. I don't know. I never imagined through Clone Wars you get, him and Snips, and they do they're back and forth, and it's cute and real cousinly, brotherly, and whatever. But I just have a hard time when I see when you listening to what you just said, David, and knowing that after he cut them all down, he's standing on a balcony on Mustafar crying. I can't believe that was him, like being a smartass, cutting people down, and then 5 seconds later crying because he killed them all. I don't know. I have a problem with that, and maybe it's just me.
Really? Because I think it's just he's on an emotional roller coaster. I mean, I don't know if he was specifically crying about the separatists because he hated them. I mean, it caused the whole thing, and from Naboo on, maybe more of killing the younglings, and then of course, Padme brings it up again, and you can just see the look of shame on his face. He can't even look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and two, I mean, at this point too, you've got to think that he thinks Obi-Wan is dead too, and Obi-Wan has been his brother, and Palpatine even said, all the Jedi, including your friend Obi-Wan Kenobi, are now traitors of the Republic. And I'm sure he was sitting there when he said, "Okay, 66, let's go." And I'm sure Anakin felt it just like Yoda did when Jedi started falling. So he probably thought too, okay, I've just lost my best friend. I've lost the only life that I've known for the past
20 years.
Nah, not that long. It was what, 13 years? 13 years maybe?
19.
Well, it's not 10.
10.
Well, of him,
10,
yeah.
10 to episode 2 and then another 3 to episode 3. So yeah, 13 years. This is all I got, I've just lost everything. I mean,
I
I
never
just
considered that. That's a great point, that he would have felt that he's one of the most powerful Force users ever. He absolutely would have felt all of those Jedi dying, and I never even thought of that. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
One theory I heard the other day, or saw the other day, was if Padme did not change her mind about being in a relationship with Anakin, and they're never together, would he have been so concerned about her death and well-being to the point of going to the dark side, and thus would have all that have happened?
Only if the dreams were not happening. It's the dreams that led him to his mother. It's the dreams that led him to do what he did for Padme. So I think if there were no dreams, he never would have. Did he have dreams in the novelization at all that we know of? And I ask that because there's always so much more. Any more dreams other than those two types of dreams? One, and two, my other question is, if so, did he act or react on those?
I think he had more dreams as far as like in the movies you only see one dream. You see him have one dream about Padme, and I think there were several laced throughout the novel, and each one, if I recall correctly, now I haven't read it in a minute or two, but each dream got a little more vivid and a little more solid. And I think the same was with his mother. I with episode 2, it was with his mother where he was constantly having dreams. I mean, Obi-Wan even said, "Are you having dreams again about your mother? Dreams pass in time," and that was even in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I didn't know if there was any other, maybe even in the Clone Wars, was there any
other
alluding to other
instances
dreams?
where he had a dream and it turned out to be
something
legit?
like that.
Well, with the when they were on in the Clone Wars, help me out here, Debbie. When they were with the father and the brother and the sister.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was a pretty big
one. Or no,
Mortis.
The Mortis arc. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a significant one too, because that was basically I need to take over now, and I'm the chosen one. I need to do what I was created for, kind of thing.
But the father erased those dreams of him becoming Vader.
Yeah. But again, they were dreams that he had that eventually are
right
coming true. So
yeah, that's got. I mean, premonition. I know we've probably all had some sort of future dream, daydream. So oh my gosh, that was weird. And whether or not it comes to fruition or not, like there are similarities to things that have occurred. Like oh my god, that was weird. I literally just kind of daydreamed about this 2 days ago.
Deja vu.
You manifested it, sucker.
That's a glitch in the Matrix.
It's a glitch. Let's not go there. That's a whole nother show for
We're
another
all just in a
channel.
system simulation.
Let's not talk about flat Earth on this. But anyways, no blue marble. I feel like those cats like Anakin, like Saw, like even Andor, making sacrifices of who they are as they're moving into this for Leia, right? I think let's look at that as we're kind of looking at this. Leia had to make concessions. Leia had to make sacrifices. Leia had to agree for decision making with her role in the military as a general to take the lives of other people. And I think for as much as she is a heroine, I think for as much as she is someone that a young girl can look up to as a role model, Princess Leia was a badass. But she had to make concessions too, did she not?
She killed Jabba the Hutt.
She physically premeditated. Well, I don't know if it was premeditated, but she did use the chain.
She used the chain. Do you know how long it takes to choke someone out? For someone
And
to
that
die
big?
from choking.
I am not going to
especially
answer that
big.
question while being recorded online.
I can tell you.
I watch Investigation Discovery. I know. It takes a long time. That's not something that's.
I can hold my breath 2 minutes. If I can hold my breath close to 2 minutes now, because I'm old, it takes a long time to kill somebody. Oh, unlive them by strangulation.
We said that bad words.
I know. But Jabba the Hutt.
I need to clean out my ears after this show.
I know. No, you needed to do that after the After Dark show.
That's right.
Last week.
That's right.
Yes, I feel terrible. I hope
was that Sith Dominion OnlyFans?
Yeah, no, not only but yes, in the Discord, after hours in the Discord. We talked about all kinds of cool stuff. Some bands that Dana might have been in the past. We listened to some of those too.
By the way, my Spotify Wrapped is going to be just your band.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can look up Sarah Dinan on Spotify, and I'm actually playing and singing on some of her music. So there you go.
I mean, I blast them in the car with my little sisters.
Do not blast that other band in the car. For those of you that are wondering what we're speaking about, there's a band I was in for a very short time. I just started learning music, and then I wasn't in the band. So like a very short amount of time. Called Douche Magoosh. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to Google it and have fun, go. Spotify, whatever. Don't do it now, David, please.
I'm looking at it right now.
So anyways, but even with Douche Magoosh, I made concessions for the end goal, like of who I was. When you have like Leia, I think is a good example of someone that had made concessions. Mon Mothma, she made sacrifices. In Return of the Jedi, many Bothans died, blah, blah, blah. Do not, no, I'm not sharing that screen. I'm not. Oh my God. I cannot believe I even said that on this show. I'm never talking about that again. This is going to be buried. I'm going to edit every bit of this. My own fault. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I feel like if we were to have a Rogue One reversal and we got to see everything from the Empire's perspective, the Sith perspective, we would see this plan unfolding in front of our eyes. We see it as it's written now, but I think we would see this giddy emperor just it's all working, it's all coming together. Like he would just be so damn excited. And do you blame him? I mean, stuff on what happened on Jeddah, if I recall, because I didn't just rewatch it like Debbie. He was impressed. What's his Tarkin? Like they
Tarkin.
didn't expect it to be that destructive with just
And that
one
was
being.
like,
or what-
I was gonna say that's like the lowest setting too.
Yeah. Pretty much destroyed a continent eventually. I mean, like, wow.
There's trouble on the horizon. There is no horizon.
There is no horizon. Oh my god. Who was your let's talk about the fun stuff, right? So who was your favorite character in Andor? Was it Andor? Yeah.
What was the question?
Favorite character.
Favorite character in Andor.
Ooh, an Andor.
Andor
would have been either
Andy
Andor or Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis' character.
Yeah. I can't. One way out. One way out. One way out.
That was so good. Those episodes were so good.
And I got teary-eyed when he said, "I can't swim."
I know. I was like,
I was like, "Oh, come on!"
Now, see that just see.
Biscardi.
Go back to Star Trek.
Destroyed in the defrost setting. I love it. That's what happens when you don't put the right poundage on the meat when you stick it in the defrost.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
no,
that.
I was talking to somebody else about this the other day, and we were talking about.
Hold on, time out. You just randomly talk to folks about Star Wars?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, who doesn't? Right?
Don't you?
Yeah, all the time. Okay, good.
Only you guys, because none of my friends are geeky.
Oh,
well, guess what?
My kids
you guys
are
my friends, so by default, I talk Star Wars with my
friends. My kids are, but outside of this realm.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell people stories about Star Wars or Star Trek or Marvel or DC or whatever. And, I just get that deer in the headlights look. Like, work with me, people. Work with me.
You need to tell them you're on a YouTube show and tell them to tune in. So we have.
Oh, they all know. Well, they wouldn't understand anything because they're not geeky. They don't.
Really, Andrew? Like, your mother cannot see that.
You didn't spell it right.
No,
I feel terrible.
I found it already. I found the Facebook page. You didn't spell it right, but okay.
Oh, he has a Facebook page?
I
didn't know he had a Facebook page.
I just copied what Biscardi typed and then just.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, I didn't do it. Someone has hacked my Google account, it looks like, and is spamming the comments.
Oh, my God.
I need to contact.
So when it comes to Saw Gerrera, I want to just touch on him real quick. Saw, I think, is an interesting character because he didn't start out half mechanical and freaking crazy and what else, but he did turn into that.
He's an extremist.
He's always been an extremist, but he went overboard when his sister died.
Yeah. Triggers. This is
where
I'm going.
And that was exactly the same thing that happened to Luke too. I mean, Luke's on that Death Star and he's hiding from Vader. Maybe your sister will. No, there it goes.
So no, Padme. Only my new powers will save you.
You're my only hope.
Yeah, I'm so happy and glee and glad and whatever. And then Obi-Wan, and then I'm gonna choke you. And then, I mean, he made her pass out.
Well, he was worried because Obi-Wan had come down the ramp and he was wearing Anakin's bathrobe. So Anakin thought the worst of him. He was like, "Why are you wearing my robe, Obi? What do you have on underneath that?"
It's like, why do you have my stogie and my lighter?
And you're riding around with my wife, and you're just in your robe.
You're with him.
With your lightsaber.
So okay, here we go. Anakin's trigger. We got it, right? We know. His dad is, with his chick. We've got saw loss of his daughter. What did
Sister.
sister? What did Luthen lose? What did I miss there? Or is it just
I don't
that
know
he
if
lost
they've really
himself?
explained that, but I have a feeling maybe that might come out in season 2, but I have a feeling he's probably lost family.
See,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought that they did touch on that, and it would have been early on. Now I got to go back and watch Andor, just because I didn't. Well, I didn't rewatch Andor because, and like I said, we were talking about this earlier. That's a chore watching that, just binge watching that series, because that's not I mean, that's a day long activity. You need to, if you're gonna watch the whole thing, you need a day to do it, because those episodes are long, but
They are.
and there's a lot of them.
Andrew, what am I sharing if I hit show on stream?
Oh, just the Luthen monologue. If I didn't know if because you were talking about what did he lose?
Yeah, I don't think he says anything in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I just assume he's lost either his family, or maybe it's just a wife or a girlfriend, something.
I want to say that they said something about that it was mentioned, but now I'll have to go back and watch Andor again.
Let me see if Google has an answer.
So, Rogue One, you've got. Oh shoot! I'm a leaf on the wind. God dang it! What's the dude's name that plays the robot?
K2SO.
Oh, Alan Tudyk.
K2SO.
Alan Tudyk.
Yes, thank you, Alan Tudyk. He does a fantastic job with this. I just need to call this out with this robot, and I don't know how he's able to do him, and Andy Serkis does a good job too with the CGI stuff and the both of them. Just amazing, and him in that role as K2SO, 100%. I don't know anyone else that could have done it. And there's a
He'll be
fresh
back
one
for
for
season
you
2.
if you speak again, like smacking. Oh shoot! I almost knocked my shit down. Like that, like all of that, just beautifully done. Some of these cats have a knack for that. He was an iRobot, of course, also. And I said a leaf on the wind. Firefly. It's one of my favorite shows ever in the history.
He was in Dodgeball too.
He was Peter.
Steve,
yes,
Steve the
pirate. Love it. Anyway, so last bit on Rogue One, and then we'll wrap that up. But I wanted to get y'all's opinion on kind of where the last thing we see is Vader's scene, right? Towards the end, whatever, where he's ripping it up and coming after. And if that was the first scene I ever saw of Darth Vader, it's different than the first scene I saw of Darth Vader in A New Hope, but it's just as, what's the word? Intimidating for different reasons, right?
There's
and
also
I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that. Is it like that for you guys too?
So in A New Hope, it was definitely different. I mean, it was the same thing, but it was different because in A New Hope, you've got the black clad figure marching down a white hallway of the Tantive 4. It's a stark contrast. He's the bad guy. You know that this guy is evil, and then he chokes out Antilles, Captain Antilles, and just and without using the Force, even he just picks him up. I mean, he literally choked him out and then threw him away. Commander, tear the ship. Mean in that one. He had that voice. Commander,
tear the ship apart, or you find those plans. Yeah.
And bring me the passengers. I want them alive.
I want them alive. That's the first thing we hear from him.
Yeah.
Where are the rebel transmit? And he's choking the dude, and you hear it's like crunching. You're like, oh.
But see, the thing with Vader in that is that Vader did all of that without a weapon, without any lightsaber, without nothing. So you knew he was big and bad whether he was armed or not. And then you get into Rogue One and you have the same type of thing, only it's dark, and now he's armed.
If I was muscular and strong, when that happened, it made me feel like I should rip my shirt off and flex. Like it felt so powerful, even more for me, even more powerful. And maybe it's just because there was a weapon. I don't know, but he was throwing people left and right up on the ceiling, and it's so intense. And you're just like, oh God, I know they're gonna get the plans off. I've seen the effing movie. I know, but are they gonna make it?
Like, you know what? That the same thing happened to me in Solo when they were on the Kessel Run.
Yeah,
and they're lining the
you
ship
know
up.
They're gonna make it.
You know they're gonna make it. You know Han's gonna make it. But at the same time, I'm just like,
it's like in Rocky 3 or 4. I know he's gonna win, but yeah.
Again, one of my when the Family Guy did the original trilogy, that was one of my favorite lines.
Blue whatever.
Blue Harvest.
Blue Harvest.
And then the second one was something dark side.
Something. Yeah.
And in that one, you know, they're flying through the asteroid field, and they've got the TIE fighters chasing them. And she says, "You're not actually going into an asteroid field, are you?" And he goes, "Look, we've got 3 or 4 of the main characters on this ship. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay."
Awesome.
So I was like, but see, when a movie can do that though, or a show can do that to where it's like, you know, they're going to survive, but in the same time, you're just like, you're on the edge of your seat going, go. And you're just like, when it can draw you in like that, that's
and here I go. I'm going to bring up bold shit right now. Who felt like that with the Acolyte? Crickets. Yeah. Who felt like that with Rogue One? Yeah, I did. I knew what was going to happen, but I was freaking. I knew.
No, the better part of Rogue One, and this was far worse than any of that. Was that you knew that every one of those characters was going to die. You knew that because you knew they weren't in any of the other movies, so you knew that they were going to die, and you knew it was coming too. But this one hit me the hardest. K2SO was bad. Don't get me wrong. When they're shooting the crap out of him, you're going to have to jump. That was worse than, you know.
That was hard.
I cried.
The Han and Solo when what's her name? And
Sidebar
Lando,
for and oh God, I can never say his name.
Andrew.
Great actor.
Huh?
That even when he's not present, he can still act the shit out that. Sorry, go ahead. But you're right.
For Alan Tudyk, yeah. But
Alan
then
Tudyk.
the one that got me, I hated it. Baze and
Chirrut, yeah.
Oh God. Oh, I didn't want Chirrut to die. He's probably my favorite character in Rogue One. And then when he gets shot and Baze goes up to him and he's sitting there holding him and he goes, I'm one with the Force. And then Baze goes, and the Force is with me. And then you're just like, oh. And then he stands up and he starts killing all the Death Troopers. And you're just like, oh, he's going to, oh.
But it doesn't matter because they're all going to die.
They're all going to die, but you don't want them to. Now, that is fantastic filmmaking. Gramillion, you're crazy. You are crazy if you don't like Rogue One.
Wait, what?
Breaking news. That's why the Sith Dominion left.
I didn't. Oh, God, no. Andrew. No.
No, he's all about the Michael Bay pew pew pew.
He is insane.
Well, there's plenty of that in the show. Oh, that's what made the Walking Dead special. Hold on. You didn't know who would survive. I agree. Well, because they broke away from the comic early on, so you didn't really know what was happening. I agree. And the anticipation of seeing that hallway scene, which I love that they did the hallway scene, because there's hallway scenes with Vader in all these movies and they're all identical. And that's absolutely on purpose. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because those are the moments he gets pissed off and he starts ripping through shit. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that was Debbie. You all right? You getting a little.
Debbie's emotional.
Oh,
I don't live in
emotional.
Texas.
Oh, and you got that hour
I'm
on
on
us,
the
right?
East Coast,
You got
people.
that hour East Coast time. All good. What is it? Is
And
it
plus, I
9:30?
didn't get to sleep till 2 o'clock this morning.
Well, maybe you should have been watching Rogue One.
You shouldn't have been out partying. That's what it was. She was out at the bars drinking for Labor Day.
No, it's just anxious about. I get anxious about going back to work. So.
I thought you were gonna say the show, and there's nothing to be anxious with the show.
No.
The
show is
believe me, I get anxious.
The show is
I meant to
just
see
to talk about Star Wars.
Andrew had mentioned something about the what did you mention?
Fear?
No.
What did I
the
mention?
outline. Like in pre-show, you were talking about an outline. Yeah, so, but we don't really follow the outline. I wanted to see if there was anything we didn't.
Well, I was gonna say though about Vader, about his impact in that scene. I think it really plays to the fear of the character and shows you how dark he is, but it also plays. I think it makes his redemption in Return of the Jedi that much better when you see where he was at his essentially lowest point, and the fact that even someone like Vader can still turn to the light side.
So in the scene where he's killing younglings, someone as powerful in the Force as Vader, or excuse me, Anakin. Vader.
No, he was Vader at that point.
Yeah, he was. We can all probably agree could shut their eyes and see bunny ears, because they're seeing with the Force. And this was the point Kamir was making to May or Osha, and with the helmet and all the things, right? Do you think, and this will be our last point for tonight, do you think, and it's not Rogue One, do you think Anakin closed his eyes killing the younglings?
Did you ever see the there's a robot chicken, and and I know it's funny and everything, but Anakin's talking about it, and Palpatine says, well, just close your eyes and imagine you're in a happy place. And so he goes to kill the kids, and Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? And he sits there and he goes, happy place, happy place. And all of a sudden he's in this field surrounded by flowers, and he pulls out his lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
I'm gonna cut some of these flowers for Padme, and he
Oh
starts
my God!
Yeah,
and it's
I
the
know,
kids, and he's
I never saw that.
and he's got his eyes closed, and he's
I'll
like,
pull it up.
all these
No.
flowers
In the After Dark, for the After Dark, not
For the After Dark, we'll pull that up. Absolutely.
It was hilarious.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that.
Yes.
And we actually have on our soundboard in our Discord that go for Papa Palpatine for that robot chicken, but not.
Go for Papa
I didn't even know that was a thing. I gotta find that. Yeah, post that in there.
Yeah,
and
I'll get it.
We'll do it in the After Dark. You can go ahead and post it in there now.
All right.
And we'll go check it out later. Man, this is a good show, folks. Thank you, MCU Cast, for joining the Sit Dominion.
MCU/Cantina Happy Hour.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Cantina Hat. Don't forget that one.
Don't forget Cantina Happy Hour. That's a Star Wars show every Thursday on geeknewsnow.net. I don't know what that will end up being. We've talked about Geek News Now going by the wayside, but what a great group of folks, because I wouldn't know you all without it, and wouldn't have had the opportunity. So I've played that out many times on the show, thanking GNN for everything. But you guys are still going to keep going, aren't you?
For what?
In a
For
way.
your shows. For
Oh,
what do you mean? Yeah. So
unfortunately, my contract.
I don't. Is it going
Unfortunately,
to
my
be on
contract was just for
GNN?
GNN.
I want to make
I
sure
have not had a
everyone who does
contract
watch
renewal.
us know where you will be starting in October. Do you know where
I
you'll
don't
be?
know
I
if we're
think we're
allowed
doing
to
a.
say yet.
I don't
Okay,
think we're
well then
allowed
we
to
won't
say
put
I
you
don't-
on the spot. Don't do it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in
But
trouble.
see, I have not. My contract was just for GNN.
This
I have
guy.
not been offered a contract for Feast of Fandoms yet, so I may
Yeah.
not.
So whatever.
May not be able to continue.
Yeah. This is the
That's
last
fine.
time Andrew will be on our show. Except for the
sure.
other time he's already scheduled to be on, and then because I need the guest. No.
Oh, you can
Um,
still kick me off.
Yeah.
There's
I
enough
won't kick
time.
you out. I'll just put you in the penalty box. That's all I'll do. Just kidding.
He'll wait till 20 minutes before the show when I'm set up and goes, "Oh, by the way, we don't need you."
Yeah, 100%. No, thank you all. This was really fun. I have a couple of things to talk about for the next few weeks. Again, we do have a guest on each of the shows for the next 3 weeks. So hopefully we'll have 5+ people. As always, Andrew, David, you guys are always welcome to join whenever you'd like to. I just don't ever reach out because I only reach out when I need somebody because I'm that guy. But I really don't need anybody if I've got Debbie.
You think you can go solo?
Maybe I won't have
Is that what
Debbie.
you're saying?
I think she just cuffed her lung up, but that's okay.
Well, that's an everyday occurrence.
You feeling better? You were a little puny there for a week or so. You feeling good?
You know, it comes and goes. I mean, I've pretty much gotten rid of my Vader voice, I think. But I feel like I'm still talking nasally, which is very annoying.
Whoa!
Holy shit, man. Don't get
What was
upset
that?
about it. Jesus.
Well, someone's trying to put a plug on my show, and I put it up, and shit starts falling down around me. I don't
It's
know what
because
to
it's a
say
Star
about
Trek
that,
plug. That's what it is.
Scardy. No, it's all good, dude. Yeah, Federation Friday returns October 4th. Selfish plug. Go
I
check
don't
that
remember
out.
where we left off.
All I know is,
Deep Space Nine.
we had some
No.
conversations, Debbie,
I'm
you
just
and
gonna
I, about my love for that fandom as well. And
Oh, yes.
we haven't even talked about that anymore. You're gonna have a show. So Debbie's gonna end up having a show on her own. That's gonna be a Star Trek based show. And I volunteered
on
to
her
be her
channel
first
at
guest.
Star Trek Girl.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Look
do
it up.
have a channel. I just
We're just gonna like shoehorn her in to make her do this. Like, just go, just do it.
She also posts TikToks at Star Trek Girl _ Ultimate Fan. Go check her out.
yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. It's Shy Geek, but I just haven't.
You see this little scroller I put at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I.
But there's no
totally-
shows on there, so
But I mean,
Yeah.
because
need-
I procrastinate because I'm petrified and my anxiety gets the best of me.
I'm glad you said that. I mean, I'm not glad you said that, but I'm glad you said that, and not. I'm on Cantina. I'm on Sith Dominion. I'm on MCU. I don't have time for my own show.
Geez, she'd have a show every week.
I think she would.
Because Federation Fridays, she'd have to do Wednesdays.
Federation
Wednesdays would be her
Friday.
only night.
And we're gonna plug everybody that has something to plug. Don't that shit selfish, but whatever, dude. And I was very clear.
Selfless plug.
Any people through and in with and under and above and beyond GNN, we're continue to support each other. This is a
You will
great
now, but
community of
once the
folks.
Dominion hits it big and they've got 100,000 subscribers, then they're gonna limit it down and say we got too big of an audience.
Yeah, I'm sure
They're
that's gonna
limit it
happen.
down, yeah.
I appreciate you speaking that and manifesting it into existence. We'll see. Tomorrow, 100.
Give it a year.
We're still trying to get 100 on Facebook so we can broadcast on Facebook. Okay. So for all of you watching or listening, you probably aren't listening for a few weeks because I'm behind on uploading shows. It is nice having GNN where all you got to do is show up, do a show, and all the other shit's done for you. That is nice. Debbie has been an absolute blessing for the Sith Dominion and taking care of some YouTube stuff for us. Thank you, Debbie. 100% gave me like stats, and I'm like, oh shit, I hadn't even looked up how to look that up yet. So thank you. David, thank you for Darth Zane, thank you for joining. And hold on, let me swap that. and then swap this. Is that how it goes? Yeah,
The fuck?
that's right. Because Andrew's Cam and Dart Zane is Zane. Okay.
Oh,
And Debbie's always right there. Debbie's always like there, right there.
I'm the rose between a shitload of thorns.
Amen. Or
hey, I'm a thorn. Well,
Or I'm surrounded by
Wait a minute,
roses
what,
and I'm
was,
the
what was that
thorn.
line? What was that line from The Mask? You are a beautiful rose, and I am feeling a little thorny.
my love is like a red rose, and I am a little thorny. That's how that went. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Not that I own that. Okay, we're done. So all these other fandoms, all these other shows, yes, head over to Geek News Now official on YouTube, and you can catch MCU
for
Mondays.
now.
You'll catch on Thursdays Cantina Happy Hour. On Fridays, don't know, I don't remember, nothing. On Saturday, you've got Geek Gauntlet, and the Geek and I do releases every now and then. No, right?
That's what he was just talking about. They're back.
Yeah.
Federation Friday.
Federation
Yeah.
Friday.
We've
October.
been on hiatus. We've been on hiatus.
Perfect. And then there's other stuff. Cam and Focus. Cam's starting to get back into. Just follow Cam on Facebook. You won't be disappointed. Super inappropriate and super fun. Thank you, Cam. When do you get Cam on this show? I don't know why you haven't had Cam on here. He likes Star Wars.
You know why? Because, and I can probably tell you why. Because Cam, one of Cam's favorite movies of all times is The Last Jedi, and I know your Cam. That would be like
2 Cams. I'd love to get the 2. This show is
so
still on longer.
You know funny?
Okay,
Steve
Steve
and I
Palpatine.
both joined another YouTube. I clicked open to watch another live show that's going on right now that I watch, and Steve was in the same chat.
No way.
So I was like,
hold on a
and
second.
Steve was
Hold the freaking bus, Andrew. I'm going to get close to the camera. Did you just get off camera? Did you just say I was watching another podcast while I'm on this podcast? I just want to make sure I heard you correctly.
For a
You've
second,
been demoted.
Just for a second.
Move him down the line. I want
Just
his
for a
spot.
Maybe Andrew won't be back in the next few weeks, like I said he would be.
He's watching other podcasts. He's too busy.
I popped in for a
Listen.
second. Just
Traitor!
Hey, will it make you feel better if they are a Star Trek?
Wait,
No.
what? What is this?
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
kidding.
Please tell me. This Cam
That would be
really...
Cam.
No,
That would be Cam, not your Cam.
Not my
Cam
Cam.
and-
Your Cam.
Cam and
Yeah.
Focus. But that's
Cam
what I'm
and
saying
Focus.
is there's 2 Cams and they're both like polar opposites of each other, and there would be
There
there would be fireworks.
it
Let's
would
just
be
say
like
that.
trying to navigate the mall. I'm down.
exactly.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll get Cam, and we'll just have a debate. It'll be great. Just kidding. We'll do that in an after-hour session for sure. But yeah, the smart and one. Sorry, Cam. In focus. But I've always promoted his show. I love his take on things. Cam's great. Not my Cam, the other Cam. So that's Monday. We got them all. We got all the shows, I guess. No. Lightsabers and
Captain's Logs and Lightsabers.
Logs and Lightsabers. Didn't that just have another one hit?
They post on Wednesdays, I believe.
Wednesdays. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
War of the
something
Stars
just
also.
Or no, it's
War of the
War
Stars.
of the
That's what I was
Stars.
thinking of.
War of the Stars is on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So go check out all those shows. I did have a video. Just want to circle back that I showed from Star Wars Analyst on YouTube. Just to make sure he's got credit for that. He goes into some deep explanation. It's really, really good. That's his show, and it's 4 minutes of his show. So let him talk about it. But yeah, go check him out.
Let him cook, as the young kids say.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his show like? Does he stare? Yeah, we'll just we'll back up. So, Cam in focus, not our Cam. Our Cam is Curmudgeon Cam. That's what I've nicknamed him because he's just doesn't like a whole lot. But what he does like, man, he sure does support. So thank you, Geek and I, or Scardy. Appreciate it.
Scardy.
Checking in with us. Go check yours out too. Go check out the Geek and I podcast, folks. Guys, this was super fun, super great. I'm old, so I got to take a break, and we'll jump on to After Dark on Discord. Now, in order to get the pre-Discord, because it's only a few of us on Discord After Dark, you have to DM
With
us
an
on one of our
NSFW
socials.
warning.
Become our friend on a social, DM us, and we'll send you the link. In the next 2 weeks, we will be releasing that link for Discord invite everywhere. No, there is not Steve Palpatine in After Dark. It is not that kind of show, but it is unscripted.
Sometimes
and
it
not
is. Sometimes
yeah,
Dana
we did have
drinks
Duke
a little too much
Magoosh.
wine.
It does
Sometimes
sound,
Dana drinks a little too much wine and he takes his shirt off and he
No, did not
does
take
it-
off my shirt.
twirls it around with like a towel.
Anyways, we will have that for everyone here in the next couple weeks. But for right now, you want to get on the inside track, jump in to DM, and we will send you that. Man, any parting shots? Anything else other than what we've already talked about with all the shows and you guys' shows? And Debbie still coughing. No,
Dave Vermillion's still crazy. Rogue One is quite possibly the best Star Wars content that Disney has put out.
pretty damn good.
Easily. That and Andor.
Pretty damn good.
Easily.
Andor, pretty damn good. I thought we did it justice. We talked about not just the dark side, but like those light side characters that are dabbling in the dark side to they sacrifice themselves, and we all do it. And how do we get around that? How do we do that? Contact Dr. Dana Martin. He'll walk you through it. But that's my side gig. That's for pay. That's where I make money. So please do that. I don't make money doing this.
Oh, if only you could solve my problems in a half hour.
Well, I can't solve your problems in a half hour, but I'm more than willing to meet with you. So,
But I can guarantee you I can have a bottle of wine with you.
oh yeah,
No,
let's
you
see. How
can't.
much?
You're not old enough
This is
yet.
this is the thing. Like,
Yeah.
whoops. so
Hey,
with the
I don't look like I'm old enough.
Now
but I
don't
sure
spill it
am.
over your face this time.
I won't. So really, Debbie, you're gonna bring up old shit that people can already reference. You don't have to bring it up again.
It
So
was
here's
hilarious.
Cam came to dinner the other night. I don't even know what I made for dinner, but not y'all's Cam, my Cam.
Yeah, Dana forgot to hit the end live.
Oh, I did forget to hit the end of live, didn't I? No. Dude, y'all are no, that's not what's happening.
What?
We I know, right? So if the longer the show, the better for the wine drinking. If it's too short, I drink it too fast. And that happened 2 weeks ago, and I will let you know. I did not keep. Oh, I guess. Yeah. And the next line is, "I know a guy." Okay,
Dude, I could probably be his mother. I could probably be all these people's mother.
Oh
I'm
my
an old
goodness.
fart. Come on.
On this,
I'm not-
hold on.
I'm not drunk. I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
I'm not as thinking as drunk I am.
Yeah,
And somebody, please take me drunk. I'm so horny.
I'm not drunk.
I'm drinking.
Listen.
I'm drinking my Pepsi.
See, I
I'm
don't-
good.
I don't even know how to act drunk. That should tell you how many times I've actually been drunk.
This show
I don't even know how
gets-
to act. This is water,
Pepsi.
not vodka. It's water.
Ugh. All right, folks. This was a great show. Thank you all for joining. And David, short notice. Andrew, short notice.
Andrew,
thank
not
you.
Andy. His mom gets mad at him.
Sorry, did I say Andy
Yeah,
again?
You did say Andy.
I'm gonna have. My mom won't let me back off just because of that.
Well, surely she doesn't know about Douche Magoosh, or she wouldn't have let you back.
You don't know about Goose Magoosh, and don't call me Shirley.
Oh my God. All right, folks. We're going to jump over to After Dark here in about 10 minutes. We'll see you at 10 o'clock over on After Dark. You know what, kids? Peace is a lie, and there is only passion. Good night.
Oh man.
What happened?
Yeah.
Did it end? It didn't
Mhm.
end.
It says we're
It's still
still alive.
Oh,
Why
because
is
we're still alive. Oops.